Hey guys, I have been using Well-Educated Heart philosophy and their resources for quite a while, for several years now, and several of you have been asking for more videos on how that looks in our home. So because it's constantly changing, this is a snapshot of how I am using Well-Educated Heart for my little kids right now. I do have another video talking about how we use Well-Educated Heart Academy for my big kids, but this is for the little kids. And honestly, Well-Educated Heart is really focused on the little kids for the most part. And so I feel like there are more resources available for it. This year, Marlene has started a program called Bel Ame at Home, and it sounds just fabulous. And I have not yet done it, and I know that there's a free week and I can do it, and I probably just need to do that and see if it's worth putting in my time and my energy to just using it. But what I decided to do until I try it out is I just kind of made my own at home. And the big advantage to doing it this way is that that's free. And Bel Ame at Home costs, I think, $80 a month. I could be wrong on that, but somewhere in that region. And so for right now, I thought I'm just going to see if I can do it on my own and see how that goes. And it's going to be harder right now because it is kind of those winter months when it is hardest to slog through. So I think I may choose to do the free week sometime soon because this is the time when I'm probably giving my least effort anyway, so better to use it at that moment. But I just want to let you know what our Bel Ame at Home in our home looks like. And this is not her official thing. This is just what I've decided to do with my kids in the morning. So every day we spend probably an hour to an hour and a half doing Bel Ame. And that just means I'm trying to do the things that are inspiring and helping my kids. And so we've broken it down, I have broken it down into 4 different things so that I basically do one every day. And so on our Fridays, that's our from home day. We're going to do field trips or we're going to do some other activity that takes us out of the home. So we have 4 days that are predictably, this is what we're doing every single day. And so for those 4 days, we do one of these each day. The first is arts and crafts. The second is music and dance. Then I have a day that is poetry, cooking, games. Like those are 3 different things. And then the last one is story time. So I have a huge advantage in that my mom loves teaching and she loves being able to connect with my kids. We live very, very far from each other, but we are able to Zoom with each other every single week. And so the day that she Zooms with my kids, that is story time. And she uses the Imaginative Tales series that Marlene has on her website, and it's all free. And she just reads a story to them from the month that we're studying. And so I like to be able to listen in sometimes, but that's also a really great time for me personally to go get some laundry done, to get a lot of stuff around the house done, maybe just do some food prep. So I'm not often paying a ton of attention to what's going on there, but I do know that she uses the Imaginative series and she just reads those stories to my kids for their Bel Ame for that day. The other 3 days, I'm in charge and I take care of that. So we do arts and craft. There is a lady named Jenna Layton who is just amazing and has put up on her YouTube channel 52 weeks of learning how to draw. And I have loved it way more than my kids have. My kids are like, please don't make us do that anymore. It's just a little bit beyond them and they're struggling with it a little bit. But I have really, really loved this idea of learning how to draw from the ground up and just really going into all of the details. And she has done a fabulous job. Now, my kids don't love it so much. And the point of Bel Ame is for them to love it. So sometimes we do Jenna Layton and sometimes we don't. Sometimes I just decided that we're going to do the Doodle Crate. So for Christmas, we got this for my kids. 6 months of this, but once a month is just about perfect so that we can do other things like paint by numbers or other arts and crafts around that are much easier. But this one has a leather case and I don't know if you can see, but there are holes all the way through it. And so clearly we are going to be putting things in the holes and we're going to be sewing it up and making our own leather portfolio. Sometimes we'll use Jenna Layton. Sometimes we'll use the Doodle Crate. Sometimes we both have a paint by numbers thing. And the kids have coloring books. And so that's just the day to color and make beautiful drawings. And sometimes we'll get on YouTube and just use their walk you through tutorials. So lots of different places that we can do arts and crafts. Wherever we choose to do them, we'll spend that, generally Monday is the day that we will spend doing arts and crafts. Then the next day, we're going to work on music and dance. And so there's a lady named Allison Davies, and she has a YouTube channel with not very many videos on it. But I have really enjoyed doing some of her videos because they're fun. She has a fun accent, and it's just fun to listen to the different little songs that they have. We have Watch Me Sing, which is Janine Brady. And I love Janine Brady. She has so many fun songs in this, I don't want to call it a course, it's like an album. But we just have the kids listen to them, and they have things on their like little echo voice, and so the kids will sing. She sings little echo voice, and then the kids will repeat it to her. Little echo voice, I am calling you, and so they will sing back and forth with the song. And then there are other things in there that very active. You know, run around. I want you to follow the leader is one of them, and you have to do what the leader says to do. And so they have so much fun doing that as part of their singing and dancing. It does not take an hour, right? So sometimes we will also do on that day Ninja Now, which I do not know who these people are, but I love them. They're so cool. It's called P.E. Bowman. And they make all of these different videos where their kids are doing exercises, and it doesn't look that hard until I watch my kids do it, and I'm like, that's actually really hard. And so those take maybe 8 to 10 minutes, and they love doing those, and they have a lot of fun just doing the online exercises with that. We've also done body rhythm or body percussion, and my kids hate that. Like, I don't know if we're just super uncoordinated or what, but this is not their favorite thing. They do not like to do body percussion. I've just kind of been looking around and finding things online to help us come up with musical things. I said that word weird. Musical things that enables us to have a lot of fun, to find the rhythm, to be able to be physically engaged with the music, whether we're singing it or whether we're playing it. I've got my 8-year-old has just decided he wants to play the guitar, and so he carries around his dad's or his brother's guitars, which are full-size guitars because they're big, and he's little, so it looks like he's holding a bass or something, and he just plays the guitar, and he's actually doing really well. He can do power chords, and he can do a lot of things. So sometimes we do that for music. I will say this is the one that I feel like I fail at the most, and it's crazy to me as I look, and I have at least 2 kids who are incredibly musically gifted. No, 3. I have at least 3 kids who have a lot of musical talent, and I feel like I'm probably just holding them back because I'm not really great at the musical stuff. But they're finding their way. They're fine. I'm finding other people who can help them as they get older. It will be fine. They will all become who they're supposed to become. It's fine. So that's what we do for music on that day. And like I say, it's probably my weakest day. Then we have the next day we do a lot of things. Like, this is my catch-all day, right? So poetry, cooking, or games. And these are like, I love this day because you can't run out of things to do. There's going to be something to do. So poetry is just poetry treat time. So if I'm on top of it, which sometimes I am, I will go get a treat at the store and we'll have cookies or something. And then everybody gets out their poems and they will all read a poem to me or to each other. And sometimes they'll make up a poem and then they each get to eat their treat, and that is poetry treat time. And so I like that. I don't know, we're not memorizing poems. We're not doing iambic pentameter. I just really don't care. I feel like this is something that they're enjoying. They're loving the rhythm of words. They're finding the joy in being able to share something out loud with others. It's a win. We're enjoying that. So that's poetry. Cooking, there's a lady named Katie Kimball. And she, again, has a YouTube site, and she has several different YouTube videos that talk about how to teach young children how to cook and how to teach them to be very confident in the kitchen. So we're talking about dealing with sharp knives and learning the different cutting techniques. And I learned stuff. I was like, I've been doing that wrong my whole life. Okay, so don't cut the fingers. Got it. So she's just done a really good job teaching my kids some basics about being around the kitchen. They have loved that for the cooking. I try not to tell you about stuff that costs money because, I don't know, homeschooling can be expensive and you don't have to do these things. But I generally will spend money on the things that I am weak at, that I really don't want to do on my own. And so that's why I bought the arts and crafts one. But I think if I didn't buy stuff to help me through that would be my weakest. But because I am now, music is my weakest. There's always going to be a weakest. But we got 6 months worth of it, and it's been really good. They have probably 3 weeks worth of stuff in every single crate. They have kind of the science behind it. And so we spend one day talking about the science behind it and what makes things work. You know, that what's baking soda versus baking powder? I did not know that. Now I know. Now I understand why I have to put an acid in with baking powder, but I don't have to put it in with baking soda. I didn't know that. So we learn about the science. One of the days we do 2 of the recipes on another day, and then we do the final recipe on the 3rd day. So that is how we do our Bel Ame at home right now. It's just those 4 subjects. We do 1 every single day. It has been really good for us to do it first thing in the morning because that is when my energy is highest. And so I like to put the things in the morning that are hardest for me so that I'm better able to do them. And it's when my kids are they don't want to start school, right? And so if we start with the stuff that they really love, then they're excited and they really get engaged in school. So I find doing it in the morning is best for both of us. So that's Bel Ame in our home for right now. You are doing really important things. Being a mom, being a dad really matters on an epic scale, and you're doing a much better job than you think you are. Keep it up, and I will see you on the next one.